Good morning, everyone. This is Riley Sykard with Midwest Market Management, bringing you South America weather update here on October 21st, 2025. Um, Quite a bit's gone on. Pretty busy last week. Did not release anything on Thursday, but we are back here today to do some more South American weather. Um, Not a lot of big changes going on. From a national yield perspective, it's hard to say we need to be raising or lowering stuff this early in the game, but still some changes that are worth looking at here. So, with that said, I'm going to start off by showing some planning progress here and including Argentina now as well for corn. So first thing I want to mention, soybean planting progress in Brazil. Everything's off to a pretty good start. Nowhere's far enough behind average to be concerning. Um, as a whole, soybean planting progress is ahead of the average. So right now, bean planting off to a pretty strong start. On the corn side of things, actually slipping over the last couple weeks now, a little bit behind average, just by 1%. So not enough to be concerned. But main reason for that is Sao Paulo is had a 5-year average of 26%, and this year only at 12. A lot of that can be contributed there in southern Brazil. They had some heavy rains that really bogged some areas down. So not anything long term that is overly concerning when we're at this early of the game. Looking towards Argentina here for the first time now too. Corn planting down there is ahead of average. Some areas to the north, like Cordoba, are behind as well, or excuse me, not Cordoba, Buenos Aires are behind, but Cordoba to a little bit to the south is actually ahead of pace. So that real northeastern Argentina is a little bit behind. Same region there as southern Brazil, a little bit too much rain, but other regions are either right at average or well ahead. So not really any concern right now on crops getting stuck in the ground. Moving over to areas to watch here for Brazil when I'm talking about a huge amount of area. Sao Paulo, I mentioned, was the area that got a lot of rain and is a little bit slower right now. But for corn, especially first crop corn, we're looking really from Mato Grosso to Sul all the way to the south is a lot of the first crop corn, whereas Mato Grosso shows a high percentage, but a lot of that is second crop corn after they plant beans here in the first go round. So beans, you're looking more heavily to the north, and corn heavily to the south for this first crop for Brazil. So on the bean side, just illustrating that to a point right now that here's where we're really looking hard for beans. So put in perspective how big of that area is for Brazil. Taking Mato Grosso on a U.S. map, it's almost the entire Midwest. So huge amount of area here that we're looking at. I mention this in every broadcast we do for this, and I'm probably going to continue just because it's really important when you're thinking about the mindset of national yield for Brazil and for Argentina, for that matter, that there's a lot of places to think about and put into perspective of is the yield going to be fantastic or are we starting to trickle something away from one place or another? So with that said, let's head into the actual weather maps here, starting out with 1 to 5 for Brazil. Some areas there in southern Mato Grosso do Sul in the hundreds, but a lot of the east and even the northern regions, 90-degree temps are not enough to stop planters down there. So a lot of guys will be rolling. To the south, temperatures in the 70s, not really anything concerning there. Looking towards Argentina, some areas with some heat. Um, Not really anything there right now that we're super worried about either, with a lot of the growing area for Argentina here in this northern half of the country. So 6 to 10 day temperatures don't look to be extremely hot until you go to the northeast. Not a lot of crop grown that far north, but a decent amount there in the Tonkatins. That some areas will be in the hundreds, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a big factor. Then moving towards Argentina here, 6 to 10 day temperatures, not really a big concern there either. So right now, there's not a whole lot of heat to be stressing out the crop. And as we look at the last 2 weeks of rainfall, I mentioned it earlier, some areas have been getting a lot of rain there in the south, and that is going to bog them down. But over the weekend, some solid rains came through Mato Grosso into Goiás, and those were areas that we mentioned about a month ago were really dry. And any rain they get is just going to prompt planters to speed up. So for every good right now in South America for the farmers, there also appears to be a bad, though, with regions getting 7+ inches where that is crop production areas. A lot of first crop corn going down there to the south definitely will slow down planting and likely add some replant into the picture too. So slapping that into the Argentina forecast here, that some of that's being caught in this as well. And if you're in that area, it's not very fun. You're either going to be waiting quite a bit to get your first crop in or looking at doing some replant because there are some flooded areas down there. So important to remember, though, this is not the entire country for either or. It will not be a huge national yield impactor, especially this early in the game. So, looking at the rest of Argentina over the last 2 weeks, rain has slowed down from what it was before, and that's why the crop progress there has moved along and caught up. So, looking at the 1 to 5 day temperatures here now, looking ahead, pretty dry. This was something that actually helped the markets out yesterday. Soybeans saw a decent rally, and part of that was the 1 to 5 day forecast here for South America, especially Brazil, dried up. So we'll have to see if that trend is something that continues, and if that's something we're still looking at in 2 to 3 weeks with no more rain in the forecast, we could start thinking about it in a term of impacting the yield from a national perspective. So important to be thinking about. 1 to 5 day in Argentina, some more rain in the forecast. Not really enough to cause a big issue. You know, if you were in that region that was super wet that we were looking at over the last 2 weeks, they look like they're going to get relatively missed by that rain. So not going to be a big impactor there. 6 to 10 day is showing some rain in the forecast, especially for southern Brazil. Those areas aren't in a big need for it right now. Still looking heavily in this Mato Grosso, Goiás range. Any rain they get right now is what is helping or hurting the market. So 6 to 10 day show some rain in the forecast. It's not going to get bulls too excited unless that looks very barren. So that's what we're looking at. 6 to 10 day Argentina drying up a little bit. Not really any concerns there. Putting together the next 2 weeks forecast. A lot more color in there than you'd think. We'll have to see how much of that comes to reality where, especially down in South America, it's hard to trust forecasts that are more than 5 to 6 days out. So we'll just have to keep a close eye and see what happens. And same thing for Argentina. So overall, right now, I am not saying that the national yield is going to be lowered. Right now, it looks like there could be potential there for a really large crop. And if something changes on that, we will definitely be reporting it here. Thanks everyone for watching today, because that's about all I've got. Once again, Midwest Market Management. Big thank you to Marcus Weather Group for getting these maps together for me to use. And that's about it. So please feel free to check us out at our website, or this video should be on YouTube. So, or you can reach out anytime to our phone line. So thank you and have a good day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.